suddenly. It is 7:37 a.m. I finished feeding everybody this morning. But earlier you couldn't even see in front of you. Now you can see a little bit, but it's beautiful. Hop down, Papa. Good girl. So we should have a nice day at some point. But this is our view this morning. Cannot see the big hill. Can't make it out at all. Can barely make out the trees. Pretty cool. Everyone's really chilled out today. It's so nice. Usually when I come out in the morning, everyone's heightened and they're all like stomping around wanting their breakfast. Today they were just chilled. It was lovely. So I went into the bigger pack earlier this morning with Pony Girl, the new pony, and I just did a bit of reinforcement work this morning because my other paddock, my round yard's all slogged in with water because we had some rain for a couple of days, which has been good. Here's the goats. David Bowie, Billy Joel. What are you doing? I'm just astonished how well this pony's remembering everything, and she's really smart. She's no different how she acts in the paddock than in the round yard, which is good. Her change of circumstances doesn't bother her. She still listens exactly the same. They're over there back there. There she is. She looks really little. There's our good old Henry. Hey, Hazel. There's my pony. How you doing? How's Faith going? We've got winter this morning. It's really, as you can see, foggy, foggy, foggy. It's like, a bit like the game Silent Hill. Very eerie. That's Pony Girl. Hi, Angel Kitten. How you doing? Yeah, we love horses too. Hazel's got a horse too called Faith. Hazel's got a couple of horses. You're out here with Faith. Oh! Oh, so you got the other one there? The barrel horse? Good. I'm good, thanks. You got a pony? Oh! How big's your pony? Mine's only 11 hands. 11.1 hands. Oh, yours is probably the same size, but different build. Mine's like I don't know what she is. I think she's an Australian riding cross with a mini. Or she could be, she might have a bit of Welsh in her. I don't know. Horses' eyes scare you? Some of them are scary. Appaloosas have eyes that can be very frightening, that's for sure. And that little pony I've got down here, let me zoom in on her. She's an Appaloosa. Pony Girl! Yep. There she is. Sorry, my hands are wobbly. But she's called a roan, so she changes colour. So when her winter coat comes through, she'll be a different colour. And then she has her dapples and stuff later on. His name is Trigger. Oh, I bet your Faith loves him. Oh, is he? He's smaller than her. Oh, she's only 11 hands. He might be Tocky's size then. Tocky's 10 hands. Shetlands are usually around the 10 to 11 hand mark. They're slightly bigger than the miniature horses. Miniature horses range from about 8 to 9 hands generally. Some of them are 7 or 6 hands. Some are very little. But Tocky's a tall mini. He's just under 10 hands, just shy of 10 hands. And she's 11.1. So she's not much bigger than him, but she could carry a kid that's up to about the age of 12, which is why I kind of got her want to see if I can break her in. Well, she's broken in by a 12-year-old, but they didn't really use stirrups or anything. Because she's a nervous horse, the young girl got a bit scared with her and stuff, so they couldn't keep going further forward, but I've got the time to put into her, so I can see how we go. I don't know how old she is. They said she's 10. I think she's a bit older, but I could be wrong. I'm judging by her teeth and her condition. I think she's maybe a bit older. I might be wrong though. Zara, who's 16 this year, has the teeth of a 12-year-old, but she's definitely 16. So I've had her 9 years, and if she was 12, she would have only been 3 when I got her, and there was no way she was 3. She did look younger, but not that young. I might see if I can find my shoes and go a bit closer. Ugh. What's the matter? What is it? Is it a fox? Oh, get the fox. The boys, actually they're not boys, but one's a boy and one's a girl. I ran into that spider web this morning already. I don't want to run into it again. I got it all over me. I do it every morning. I know it's there, but I forget. Getting old. Hazel, enjoy while you're young. Do everything you can while you're young. Once you hit my age, it's all over. Pretty much. Okay, I'm going to pop my little shoes on. We'll go over and see the pony. She might let me come straight up to her. She's actually pretty easy to catch too, which is really good because a lot of ponies are dreadful to catch in the paddock, but she's easy. Like Tocky, he just comes up. She's good. Just a good little listener too. All right, David Bowie right there. When I first got Pony Girl, I thought we were going to have to take the goats elsewhere, but she gets along with them really well. They don't want to attack her, which is nice because she's humble. See, she doesn't. Billy Joel, don't run into it. Go under it. Okay. All right, here she is. Let's go and see her. Pony Girl. She's way too tubby too. I've had her for a week. I'm trying to keep her. There's not that much feed out here, but I have no choice at the moment because the round yard's completely bogged. So she's in here. But she's pretty sensible actually. She doesn't gouge all day on food. Henry. It's my old boy Henry. And she's really got beautiful colours when you get up close to her. Good girl. It's okay. She might be scared of the telephone. Oh no, she's coming to... Henry's getting jealous, so Henry's going to move her. Whoa. Good job. Henry's very, very spooky. Old boy. There she is. Henry. Come on. So she's good. She listens when you say stop. Good girl. And she's very approachable in the paddock, which is really nice. Good girl. Little tubby in the belly. She's a very nice height for young kids. Oh, what was that about? Oh, Henry, he's doing the move it. I'm in charge here. Look at him. He's been a boss because he couldn't boss the other guys around. She's right down on the pecking order. Good girl. But she listens to her head. So whoever's the head of the herd, she'll listen all day long. Whatever move he makes, she'll make too. But she also keeps her distance and respects him, which is nice. He's going, move it, girl. I don't want people coming near me. They're going to make me work again. He's retired. Look at him, he's so cranky. Oh, Henry! Henry! You're not usually a nasty boy. Here he goes. He's cranky. He's like, move it. New boy. Off they go. She actually doesn't look that small when you compare her to like Henry. She's not that little. Toki looks tiny next to Henry. I'm in Australia. All right, let's go visit the other horses on the other side. Those are taken off. Well, I'm glad you've got a pony, Hazel. Ponies are wonderful, they really are. I like to do a lot of stuff with the ponies. I like to work them on cart. I like to do a lot of Liberty stuff. I've actually started Toki back up again, and then once I've got the new pony, I haven't done him for a couple of days, so I'll have to get out and do him too. I might actually do him this morning with the long reining, start getting the lawnmower out and dragging him behind the lawnmower again. Well, not dragging him, he follows it quite nicely. And I've got some babies. I've got some chickens that have grown up now. The bubbies are all grown up. Venturing their life out in their big new cage. Up here. Good morning, Sega and Vija. So they're all big now. These little babies were hatched out back in October. So November, December, January, February, March. They're nearly 5 months old. They've actually turned out quite small sizes. There's Mama, and none of them are big. None of the hens are big as Mum. They're pretty much full grown now. And the roosters are half the size of Dad, so they're tiny. There's Charlie, he's good. Sega, are you 5? Try to be respectful of other people. We don't want to be making other children copy your silliness and then get themselves in trouble. Or you could even get in trouble too. You've got to be careful. There's things called AI robots that watch everything you type. They can see what you're doing. They can also see who your mum and dad is. And even if you're a 50-year-old man typing like a 5-year-old, they can still tell who your parents are. You can be in serious trouble. Oh dear. But look how foggy it is. Very foggy. No English, only one Hindi. No Hindi, only English. I don't understand the learn, but I'm learning a little bit of South Korean, so my baby's over here. Ominous in this fog. You can hear some cars coming around the bend. Els! El, come. El, come round. Come on, there's still some food here. Ellie, come on. Come round, bub. Come on, El. Good girl. I think, Sega, you were just a troll You can't control yourself. You're a very bored person. Extremely bored. I wonder why. You just smoke too much marijuana and blow your brain cells out. I don't know. Maybe too many drugs and too much alcohol. Maybe not enough. Who knows? Bye. Have a good day. There's Miss Arlie, little mate, Mr. Tocky. Oh. And my paddocks are just very wet. Oh, what have you done? You got hay all, oh, you got mint through your hair. And your little sore on your back is healing up nicely. That's good. He had a bit of a cut there where the Ellie bit him on the back here. It's healing up. It's nice. We can put his gear and equipment back on him soon for learning how to do his stuff. They're getting their winter coats now. He's going wintry straight away. I can see his nice thick coat coming up. She's starting to as well because I can't see her brands anymore. So she's wintry. Yep, her brand's gone now. She's got winter already. So that's early actually because generally they don't get their winter coat until around April. Mid-April, even May. But there, she's got hers now, so that's really cool. Hey Ian, how you doing? Yeah, we've got a lot of fog. Yeah. And it's what, 8 o'clock almost. When I came out here at 6 o'clock this morning, it was, you couldn't see in front of you at all. It was completely foggy. I like it when it fogs up like this. It's nice. Tocky, good boy. You going good? That's good. Yeah, I've had a bit of a toss and turn all night last night. I didn't know what happened, but I woke up at about 2 o'clock in the morning and then I couldn't go back to sleep and then the cats kept on jumping on me. Look at the puddles in my paddock. I need to make this into a little dam, I think. Dig it out and make a dam. Zara, now see, I've got these girls back together again. I had to separate them for about 3 months. They just would not get along. Actually, I had to separate them after I came off Ellie, so that's back in, that was October. 5 months. I had them separated for nearly 5 months. Good girl. Oh, Elsie. She's turned her black colour, so she's about to go chocolate with her winter coat. But look, Zara's won the leader of the pack ward again. So she asserted her dominance once we got that pony here. The new pony, she started getting very dominant again. So she's back at the top notch. At the ripe old age of almost 16. She turned 16 this year. Sudi, watch out. Sudi, watch out. He's deaf, the dog. And the horse will lean over and nip him if he's not careful. I need to move him out the way. Sometimes she doesn't care about him, but sometimes she gets a bit angsty with him because he barks. She's she's kind about things. She doesn't, you know, some horses will grab a dog by the throat and fling it. She's not like that, but she just might give a little bit of a scrunchy nip, which will scare the shit out of him. Hey, old man, so I'm too old for this, Mum. You're too old. You're 13 now. Too old. Come on, buddy. Come on. Actually, he was born, I got him in 2012. He was born in 2011, but he was born in the December. I think it was December 2011, or September 2011. And I didn't get him until he was 3 months old because I bought him when he was 8 weeks old. He was at the RSPCA and he got sick with parvo and something else and had to go into the vets, and then they had to keep him on rehabilitation, and they weren't sure he was going to actually survive. But he did, but he was sick for about 2 more months, about 8 weeks in isolation, and then we were able to take him home. And so I had a bit of a wait with him, and he was the runt of the litter, but he's the best dog ever. I'm pretty sure he's probably outlived all his siblings too. The horses are going good now. They're being respectful of each other. Actually, bringing the new pony in, I don't know if you saw earlier, but there's a little pony down the back with Henry, the standard bred. The little pony, when I brought her in, she caused havoc the first hour she was here. Everyone went berserk. And the girls teamed up against her. So they were still separated by the fence line, but then they started buddying up and being best friends. And I thought, okay, well, Zara kept wanting to get in and asking to go inside here. So I said, all right, well, it's easier for me if she's in here because I can sort of then give this part a bit of a rest so that later on she can come back out if she needs to. But you can see here, I've got a bit of a swimming pool in my round yard. And then I've got all my, so I put up the washing line and a big giant plastic bag and a whole heap of bits of scarves hanging up and down so that I can get the horses to desensitise to things blowing in the wind, which is totally necessary when you live here because our area is completely windy. I've just realised something strange underneath my car. I think part of my exhaust system is broken. Hold on. Don't know why, I just noticed this, but it might just be me from far away. Not seeing it right. Oh no, it's normal. Oh, I got scared there for a second because I had to fix the exhaust before and I was hoping I haven't damaged it again. Sometimes going on these roads out the back of nowhere is not good for the car. Although that car's not a bad one. Yeah, it's a good idea especially for the small ponies. Like I could make it higher and put the bigger horses in with it, but they're pretty good. Like Zara and Ellie are pretty good with things blowing in the wind. I mean, Zara's been ridden all over the place, so she knows how to deal with things. She's just got to get used to going back out again. And Ellie, well, you can basically do a lot right next to her and she couldn't care less. So it's just a good little way of getting them easy to work with. And the improvement I've gotten in 1 week with this pony has been astronomical, Ian. She was absolute shockers. Well, I don't know how the hell that little 12-year-old girl ever got on her. I think the pony just was held tight enough where she could sit on her and she's just forced to tolerate it. But she's tolerating things a lot better now. So before, when I was moving a whip around her or a rope around her, she was freaking out, acting as if she was going to get beaten to the crap. But now she knows that that's not really going to happen, so she seems to have settled quite a bit. I can pretty much run it round her and go over the back and the front and get her to walk under things and over things. So, and on tarps and stuff. So she was easy to do that with. The next thing I'm going to work on is getting her back legs comfortable because they never had a farrier there. She never had the farrier to her because her feet, she's extremely sensitive around the back ends of her feet. I suspect she may have a bit of a mental block with that. Probably got whipped the shit out of at some point when she was young around the back. Probably had her legs hog-tied or something. They might have even hobbled her and she might have had a really bad experience, but she does not like nothing touching her legs. I can get right down now with my hand and she's not kicking me, But when I try to apply pressure, she starts to kick. So I've just got to work a bit more on that. And that you've got to remember, she's had a lifetime of that, and she's not young. She's about 10. So we've got to undo all that thought in her head, get her brave with it, which we will do. I just love the fog. The fog is crazy. Starting to see the hill a bit. Little bit. Not much though. But I love it. Look at that. Just, oh, it's like crazy. It's like having full-on wintry day, but without the freezing cold. It's cold here though. It's not hot. It's cold. We had a nice lot of rain. Got a bit of blue coming through. Sky. Might rain again. If it suns up, I'll do some work with the miniature, with Toki. Do some long reining with him and get him going. He's been good. I did a consistent week with him and he was excellent. I've just got to work on, he's got to work on his ability to slowly go. He wants to rush because he's very forward. And if you're going to have a cart pony, they have to know how to slow down. Otherwise you're in trouble. I planted a couple of more trees. This gum tree, when I first started YouTube, I only planted it a year ago and it was only knee high. And now look at it, it's huge. I've only been doing this for like just over a year, I think. I don't even know how long. I think I started in the June or July doing lives a year ago. I haven't even been on here long. I don't even know when I actually did. Was it a year ago or was it 2 years ago? No, I think it was only a year ago. I started when I started doing Ellie. Oh no, this will be going into year number 2, I think, because I started doing Ellie. And I had my fall. I was doing Ellie from the July, August, September, October, November, October. No, I've been riding her a lot longer than that. I rode her for about 18 months before I had that fall. So, well, I did a lot of videos on her. The lives, I don't think I started until maybe a year ago. Here comes the sun out there. Jackfruit tree, a couple of avocados. I wish we could grow avocados down here, but they just won't grow. It's too cold. You know what we do have? We've got a ton of quinces. Wild quince grown everywhere. Now, I didn't realise this, but quinces are $24 a kilo at the shop. I don't eat them. But if I'm starving, I'll eat them. If I've got no money left, I will cook up some quinces. They're the sort of thing you got to enhance them. They're very bland. I've got tons of them. Actually, I should pick some and give some to the wild birds have been eating most of the quinces. But I've got a quince tree here, another one here, and further down, and then there's a couple further down. There's plenty of them. They're just hard to access them. But yeah. They're and this year they've got quite a bit of fruit on them on the outside edges, but the middle of them doesn't because they need a lot of sun, and they're not getting a lot of sun here. So tried to help them out a bit by cutting back some of those trees behind, but there's a sheer drop behind there straight into the creek. So I'll show you. There's more quinces down in the creek. It goes down, you probably can't tell from here, but it goes straight down. And there's a creek bottom down there. But we've got plenty of quinces. And I think there's another set down here. Yep, there's more down here. There's another quince tree here, but it doesn't really grow much fruit, this one. It never has. I think it's just too shaded. Oh, there's some quinces here. There's the neighbour's horses in the background. Yeah. I did cut a lot of this back. This was like everywhere. Couldn't get the mower down here without getting scratched along here, so I cut it all back. There's the leftovers of it. Breaking down nicely, which is good. Down in the creek here, like, when I was a kid, I used to play in areas like this all the time. I used to go ride down in places like that, and not on this block of land, but the lands that I lived in. There was a creek nearby, and I used to go down and build little huts and things in the creek. I used to have like an entire city of huts. Did it all. Loved it. Totally loved it. I used to take some rope and stuff and build rafts and things. Go down the creek bed when there was water in there, build a raft. Pretend I was like Sinbad the Sailor or something. It was good. Back in the days where kids had an imagination, they didn't sit on a computer all day. That's one thing I do need to do. So where this big pile of manure is, this is where pretty much all of my pets are in here that have passed. That's their garden. They're all buried down in here, including one of my horses, Julie. She's down here. And it's still, she died in 2016. September 23rd, 2016, she passed away, 2 days before my birthday. And, yeah, she's buried right there. So I love Jill. She was great horse. She's about the same size as, she's actually a little bit smaller than Zara. She's about 13, just on 13, in between 13.2 and 13.3, but more towards the 13.2 side, whereas Zara's the 13.2 higher end, maybe a centimetre or two taller, a bit more bulky. Good for lob. Oh yeah, we get a lot of the little what are they called, crayfish, the little blue ones. They grow about, the longest one I've seen is about 1.5 foot, 2 foot maybe, which is pretty big. Most of them are small yabby things. They're called. They call them yabbies out here. But there's a heap of them. When the creek is running, there's a heap of them in the creek. The creek hasn't ran for a while. Had no water in there for a while now. Haven't had enough rain to fill it. All my plants are dying. All my yuccas are dying. It's just not working. They might come back. They're just not, I don't know what's going on. They just seem to not be taking. I planted them a while ago. I think it's just too hot. They all did that too on that side, but they came back again and they look great. But the rest of them have all died. And then there's 2 over here that I planted over there the other day. They'll die off too, but they'll come back again next summer. Just trying to create as much little pockets of greenery as I can, because I've got this very strong feeling that very soon we're going to be in another drought again, like we were 4 years ago. We kind of get cycles of 5 years of, you get 4 good years, a year of iffy, and then you go into drought for 4 years. Then you get a year of iffy, and then you come back into decent feed. But that bit of water's done a lot of good. There was no green the other day. Now we're getting patches of green over here and up there. So it won't grow much because it's getting wintry, but it'll keep the roots alive for now. Hopefully until next summer. Everything else is growing well, so can't complain. It's Saturday, isn't it? Oh. You got anything exciting on today, Ian? I'm thinking, well, if it clears up a bit more, I've got to do some more work on the goat's house, and then I've got to do work with the pony. So I'll do all that later. I'm tired though, because I've been awake since 2 a.m. I've been outside since 6 a.m, so wandering around doing stuff. Hey, the goat's gone. They might be up here. Oh, they're up here. They're staying up here still. And my sick hens have come better. I don't know why, but they've healed up again and seem to be a lot better. I'm just going to see if I can find out where. I left their door open, so I wonder if they're still around. Frizzy! Oh, they're all still inside. You're not coming out today? You're not coming out? Tuk, 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 tuk. They don't want to come out. No, tuk, 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 tuk. No. Hazel. You certainly ate a lot of your dinner. You're just having a relaxing weekend. Yeah. Good idea. Fog's clearing now. See the power lines down the back. We've got a lot of baby butcher birds around at the moment. Hope one of them starts singing. They've got a very distinct sound. That's a butcher bird whistle. A lot of people confuse it with the magpie, but it's the butcher bird, not the magpie. Okay. Galah there. Pink galah. Haven't seen the white cockies for a few weeks. Might have taken off. Oh, no, that's galahs. That's two more galahs. Beautiful though. Very peaceful to wake up to this instead of waking up to... I used to live right near Great Western Highway at Parramatta, Maze Hill. And all you could hear from 6 o'clock onwards was just heavy trucks braking and bipping and revving engines. That's all you woke up to, just sound, sound, sound. Lived a block and a half from Westfield, Parramatta. So it was like it was just a concrete jungle, noisy concrete jungle. So coming out here was wonderful. Been out here for, well, in this actual place is 10 years this year. It was 10 years in June. 10th of June. Been here for 10 years. So I was in Orange for 3 years before coming out here in the other house I bought that the girls now own, which is now worth about $700,000, which is ridiculous. I paid $100,000 for it. Then I did it up. Spent 50 grand on it. Sold it to them for $120,000, so they got $30,000 worth of free renovations. And they now own it outright after they bought and sold their rental property. Made a killing on that. They did so well. I like my little place out here. I think it's a nice place. I wouldn't change it. It can be a harsh environment. It can be costly in petrol getting places and stuff. It can be expensive for, travel and stuff like that. But I don't really travel, so I don't really have to worry too much. It's probably the only place I could actually survive mentally and not go completely insane. If I lived in town, I'd go mental. I don't think I'd cope. Too many people, too much noise, too many things drive me mad. Yeah, it's a good size. It's a good size. 6.5 acres. It's not overly big. It's weird though. When we bought it, we were sold it as we were told certain things about it, and then when we bought it, suddenly the land size started. The council started making the land size a lot smaller, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And it's not the boundaries changed, but I think they had perhaps measured it incorrectly at some point, and so my rates actually went down because well, they didn't go down, but they didn't go up when they were supposed to go up. They stayed steady because they had an adjustment. So I was sold it at 2.9 hectares, and then it went down to 2.2 hectares. So I lost 0.7 of a hectare on paper, but the land has been the same since I've been here. So it hasn't changed. I mean, I own all the way right back down, way past where you can even see. It's a long, skinny block, so its thickness is not that thick. It's about, or I don't know, probably 100 metres wide by about 300 metres long. And some parts it's even thinner, like when you get further down, it sort of goes a bit thinner. It's a long, thin block. It's good. I used to go all the way right down the very back and then canter all the way up here, or gallop all the way up here, bareback, without anything. On Jilly, when I had Jilly, I used to do that every day, probably 3 or 4 times a day. I'd just get on it, walk her down there, all the way right to the very back end, and then go 100 miles an hour all the way through here. And I loved it. It was really awesome. She was such a good little pony. Never was I ever scared on her. She didn't scare me at all. I had many accidents too, coming off of her. But never got scared. I'll see if I can go down and run out of bars. See if I can find the pony. There she is. Here comes the sun. Woohoo! Do-do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. I bet the American people are ready to go into their summer. They've had enough of the cold over there. We've had enough of the heat. Oh, wow, look at that. How amazing. Okay, so look at that. You've got the blackish colour at the background. The sun's highlighting the grass. That's beautiful. That is an absolutely stunning visual. Look at that. And there's the ponies. I'm going to take a screenshot of that one. That's cool. Sorry about that. I accidentally cut myself off. I turned it off instead of taking a screenshot. There we go. We'll see how we go now. Okay, so it looks like I'm close, but I'm actually quite a bit far. Here they come. Hi there. Come on. Henry and Pony girl. So where this fence here is, across the back where Henry is, I own further back from there, all the way down. There's a big tree right down the back there, and I own all that down there. But I don't let them in there because the river, there's a big dangerous cliff there, and it's all screwed up. So I am going to eventually put a fence line back across there and taper it off from the river and have it run all the way down so they can just go straight up and down, and pop a gate in for the river section. But this, for the time being, keeps them in a safe spot. Here we go. Here's my lovely little pony girl. And she's like, I'm in my paddock. Hey, good girl. She's beautiful, girl. Beautiful. Off she goes. So she's an Appaloosa colour. Kind of, as you class her as an Appy or if it's as a Palouse. Well, it's virtually the same thing. She's got beautiful markings. Good girl. Good old Henry. Go and say hi to Henry. We've already said hi to you, Henry, a couple of times, didn't we? Henry. Good boy. Oh, he's a big boy. Oh, Henry's a good boy. Henry's way bigger. Henry's doing very well for a 30-year-old pony, horse, I mean. It's not a pony. He's doing very well for 30 years old. He's in top condition. He's just starting to get to where it's harder for him to maintain and keep weight on. It's not his teeth either. It's just age. He's got excellent teeth, actually. Last time the dentist came out and looked at him, he was like, wow, he's doing bloody good. So he reckons he's got at least 10 to 15 years of teeth left to grind. So, yeah, he's done well. He's been well looked after, Henry. He's had a good life. And I've only had him for the last, well, there was about a 2-year break where I didn't have him, but I had him for about maybe 6 years altogether. So 2017 is when I got him. And then he went to a beginner girl for about 6 months, and then he went to Bronwyn for about a year. Maybe a bit longer than a year. So I've had him a total of about 6 years out of his 30 years, so that's not very much. It's only a fifth of his life he's been here, but he's in his retirement place now, so he's good. Well, that puppy's very good. She didn't try and follow me. Now the fog's gone, just about all gone. You can see the hill now. God, it's beautiful. I never, ever take for granted how beautiful it is here. Oh, there's a roo. See if I can zoom into it. You might not be able to spot it. Oh, you can just kind of see it bouncing through the trees there. No, it's too much fog on there. The iPhone doesn't pick up the stuff I'd like it to pick up. I did notice though with this pony, when the little girl did get on this pony, they did not have stirrups at all on there. And I'm thinking, is it because the pony's bolted? I think so, probably. Or the pony's at high risk of bolting. I'd say this pony's bolted on that child. some point. It's generally when you see people that don't have stirrups on their saddles, it's because they're worried about getting caught and dragged. Could just be she had a bad experience on a different horse, but the timidity of this pony, it wouldn't surprise me if she would sort of take off. She's done a good job with her though. So beautiful. Oh my God. That hill's beautiful. Look at the sun coming across. Your panoramic view. Don't mind the yelling, it's just the neighbours. They yell every day. Pretty normal. Just yell at the dogs and stuff. I yell too. I yell out all the time, calling the horses and stuff. That's the only thing that you kind of hear out here. Occasionally you'll hear someone calling their animals, yelling at their animals. Let's walk across the paddock. You going to come out? Come on. They're not coming out. What is it? He can smell something over there. What is it? Probably a fox. Usually when he gets cranky, it's a fox. Let's have a look and see. There is one living over there. There's actually two I've been seeing. I think one's a female, one's a male. But I'm pretty sure only one's actually living there. I think the male's living there. What is it, Sood? Oh, it's probably just in here. There's a den just in here. It's a fox I used to have as half a pet. She used to have a den just over here where that lump of dirt is, just there. And you'd see her frolicking and jumping about through the long grass. I missed her. She's beautiful. She's a beautiful fox, but the dogs didn't like her. But she got so tame in the end with both my neighbour and myself. She used to come and ask for some scraps here and there when she had her babies. Give her some scraps. And she'd come right up. Oh, it's just beautiful. Until you look in this direction and you see the heap of crap stuff over there. Not the nicest looking view. Quite ugly actually, but oh well, can't control what other people do. I'm sure not everyone agrees with my style either. The good thing is it hasn't turned into a rubbish tip, so that's a good thing. Could have been a lot worse. Could have had the bloke who initially had it fill it with a heap of containers and make it even worse. Right, well, I better get off of here and get some work done. Here's my boys. Hey, boys. Got a kangaroo sausages and patties. Oh, nice. Yeah, steak is ridiculously priced now, Ian. It's ridiculous. Australia's too expensive. We've got the most expensive food in the world and the most expensive rent. I was having a chat with a lady the other day, and she's living out of her horse. There's two. I've met two in the last month that are living out of their horse trailer because they can't afford to rent. They're just women that obviously maybe they were in marriages at some point and the marriage is dissolved or the husband's passed away or something like that. I don't know, but not sure the circumstances. But they've got nowhere to live. It's terrible. not fun at all. Glad I've still got a bit of green here. I've got a fair bit here, so I can always let the goats out here for a bit of a play. As long as they don't jump the fence. Be in trouble if they do. I'll have to sit out and supervise when they're out here because they can get under and go around. But the dogs can't get out, so if the dogs can't, generally the goats can't because Papa can jump fairly high, actually. We're going to lose all of our shade soon too because all of my trees are deciduous. I need to plant some evergreens. The only ones that aren't deciduous are the gum trees. So I do have a nice bit of shade there and there, but all the other ones that create the shade around the round yard and the horses arena are deciduous. So during the winter, it still gets hot here with the sun. So I'll plant a few more fast-growing, maybe alder trees or something like that, just to create a nice little shade pocket for them. The fig tree's pretty much ruined by the goats. They've eaten it right back. Nothing left. Okay, guys, I'll catch you later. Have a lovely day. I'll leave you with a view of the goat. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.